Alrighty then, this is going to be a video for Dalen M, who doesn't seem to understand angular momentum. Alright, let's do this one. Okay. You keep wanting to use reference frames. Reference frames are bullshit. You will never learn anything from a reference frame because reference frames removes 90% of the information. In a reference frame, we are going to do this. Alright. We're in a moving vehicle. This is the moving vehicle. It's going forward at a set rate of speed, right? And if we jump up, that forward speed is going to carry us. Why'd you do that? It's going to carry us forward and allow us to land in the exact same spot. But the issue is this reference frame does not actually show us the forward momentum, now does it? Alright, so let me redo this and actually show you what it should look like. Okay, we'll do over here. This is point A. This is where the vehicle starts from, and we're going to do this. We're going to take a ruler, simple ruler, and we're going to measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't matter exactly anything. All that we need to do is have some, this is just for me, for simplicity, that I'm doing 6, okay? And this is going to be point B, okay? Point A, this is where you jump from. And point B is where point A will be at a given velocity. So this is where you're going to land at. Okay, so according to the reference frame, if we jump up, we're going to land in the exact same spot. Except for, let's measure this. All right. This is what? 1, 2, 3, plus some. Now, if we go 28 in the opposite direction, 28. All right, and we go 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then plus some. All right, so basically, we are going to have to travel a further distance through the air than the vehicle moving forward. Where are we getting that extra forward velocity from to be able to land in the exact same spot where the vehicle's going to be after we've jumped? Where are we getting that extra forward momentum? We can't go any further forward than the vehicle, because the vehicle's velocity is what's imparted its velocity onto us, right? So let's actually see what would happen if we actually jump in a moving vehicle. Let me clear all this crap. All right. So I'm just going to use 25 degrees. Oh, get this back to 100. Okay, 25 degrees. 25. Okay. Now remember, our original line was 6, so we can't go further than 6 forward, right? 1, 2, 3. Now 25 in the opposite direction because we're coming back down. 1, 2, 3. Look, we would land right here. Why is that behind the spot where the vehicle's going to be at that time? Why is it that when we jump up, we will not land where the vehicle's going to be? Simple, because we can't go any further forward than the velocity of the vehicle. Now, when we jump up, we are creating an arc. An arc is a rotation. A rotation is angular momentum. We have to take this and combine them to create that. Hence why you will never land in the same spot when you're jumping in the back of a moving vehicle. Now, our original argument was about a drone and an airplane, okay? If we have a airplane, crappy airplane, and then we have a drone, crappy drone, and it takes off inside of an airplane, you're going to have that angular momentum. Because if you stop applying the power to the drone, it's going to fall back down because of gravity, creating that arc. Angular momentum. It's all arcs. Everything is rotation. Everything. You have to calculate everything as rotation because everything is rotating. All right? Even the Earth. If we're on the Earth, right? And let's say we shoot an arrow up. Is it, okay? The rotation of the Earth is this way, so in a certain amount of time, we're going to be over here, right? But when we launch the arrow up, it's never going to hit over here because of this ballistic trajectory, which is angular momentum. It is never going to catch up to the vehicle because you don't have more forward momentum than the vehicle initially imparted upon you, or the Earth, or whatever it is you are in. Whatever is imparting that initial inertia, that initial velocity, you cannot move faster than it unless you are jumping forward. Unless you apply more force forward than you're applying up. If you're going straight up, you will never land straight on the same spot. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never. It's impossible. Unless you impart some kind of forward momentum when you are jumping. All right? Now, this all is also what causes time dilation. It's not the speed that's causing time to slow down. It's the angular momentum imparted upon the clock that causes the clock, not time, to slow down. All right? Once again, all clocks require motion. Whether it's a grandfather clock using a pendulum, whether it's your wristwatch using a quartz crystal, whether it's an atomic clock using an atomic particle. All clocks rely on movement. So, if you have your forward momentum, and you have to have this thing bouncing up and down, well, guess what? Faster you go, further off this is going to be. Slowing down your clock, not time, clock. Clocks are not time. All right? And it's because the angular momentum, because everything is arcs, everything is rotation, everything in the universe. Remember, let me clear this all. All right. We are on a planet. It's rotating on its axis. So it has rotation. We're in a solar system, rotating around a sun. There's rotation. The sun is in a galaxy, and it's rotating around the center of the galaxy. And then whatever. And then that galaxy is in the universe, rotating around the universe. Everything is rotating. Everything is imparting velocity. You cannot remove all of these velocities without it hindering the mathematics. Now, granted, most of these velocities are going to impart very little in what we're talking about, except for the movement of the vehicle forward, and your force jumping you up, or the drone lifting off the ground, or an arrow shooting into the sky, or a cannon shooting, or whatever, no matter what it is, as soon as you create that arc, there's your angular momentum. This arc is a half of an orbit. Remember, in order to create an orbit, you got to shoot something and get it stuck in the gravity well. You got to get it infinitely falling, right? But what happens if you fail to get it infinitely falling? Oh, it falls back down to Earth. Except for the distance that the Earth travels is not going to be the same distance the ballistic trajectory travels, because of the forward momentum is different, because we imparted an upward momentum creating an angular momentum. This is simple. I knew this stuff when I was 5 years old. When I was 5 years old, I first learned about this stuff. Everyone's like, oh, it's the rotation of the Earth when you launch your arrow up that the Earth is going to rotate underneath. No, it's not. It's the ballistic arc. Ballistic arc. The angular momentum. The angular momentum slows down the forward velocity. Therefore, you will not hit the same spot when you are in the air because of the angular momentum slowing you down. Very simple. Use a ruler, use a piece of paper, do this yourself. All right? Now, prove me wrong. I know you can't because it's simple. This is simple mathematics, simple calculations, simple understanding. It doesn't take no big brain to figure this out. I don't know why scientists are stupid and don't understand this crap, and they say, oh, if you're in the back of a truck and it's moving forward, when you jump, you'll land in the same spot. No, you won't, because you're jumping in an arc. You cannot impart a upward momentum without it affecting your forward momentum because of angular momentum. And angular momentum are vectors. Yes. Can we stop having this argument now? Either that or make a video proving me wrong. Prove me wrong. Use the math to prove me wrong. Peace out.